Okay, I think it's supposed to give us a countdown, but you know what? I don't even care. Whatever. Um, we're gonna roll with it. All right, so we are live. Sorry, everyone that was waiting for us. We are technically, a little challenge, but we're here. We're here. We're here. Okay, let me see. How do I? Did I make it big? Oh, snap. Okay. Do you see this on what I'm seeing? Yes, no.
I don't. I see us just like side by side, but it's cool.
Then boom, that's all we need.
Yeah, it's working.
So thank you so much for joining us. We are here to talk about to have the conversation about some things that have happened in the media or in the news or in culture, just all the way around to have like real conversations, right? We're therapists and we are in this therapy world, but also we're humans as well. And we are like, hold on now. What
Yeah,
just happened?
what is happening? What is going on?
Exactly. So that is why we're gonna have this conversation today.
Okay.
But before we get into it, let people know who you are. Well, let me go back. I'm Amber. All right, I'm Amber D. I'm the founder and CEO of BFT, and I'm so happy to be joined by Ricky. Let people know who you are, what you do, how they can find you, all that jazz.
Yes. So, hello, everybody. My name is Ricky McCoy, and I am a holistic therapist. I'm in Atlanta, Georgia. I specialize in all things holistic, right? Mind, body, and spirit. I teach yoga, meditation, breath work, sound healing, all the things. And I talk to women that look like us, women that are going through everyday things, adulting, life, parenting,
All
of
the
course,
things,
all the things, y'all.
all the
Um,
things.
I'm excited to be here. Thank you for having a conversation. Like you said, we are people too, so I love that we get to come and share our perspective and show who we are, and just help the people have a different perspective.
For sure. I think a lot of times what I hear in therapy, I don't know if you hear it, but a lot of times, like, I feel like people think like therapists have like all the answers. And we're like,
Oh,
I'm always like,
yeah,
we read that headline too, like,
yeah,
what? So
absolutely.
yeah, but okay, let's start this. One thing I wanted to ask is what's something that you're over right now before we like hop into it and all the topics or whatever. What's something that you are just like, you know what, I am over it. What's
Yeah.
one thing that you're over right now?
I would say just a lack of emotional intelligence, right? That we see with any of these topics, just a lack of compassion and care and lack of kindness. That's what I'm all about. That's what I would try to promote. So, but you just see that it's lacking in a lot of people.
Yeah, I agree. I am over this Netflix
Oh,
thing that people are doing on social media.
yes, yes, yes,
I don't
yes.
do that. I don't see that no more. I like
Absolutely.
it. It was fun. I don't do it
And
no
it's
more.
Ireland. I'm over Love Ireland talk too. Like, I never even watched it.
I never watched. I was just about to say I never watched it, but you know what? Maybe that's what we should do and come back on and talk about like, okay,
Talk
did you just see that season? Okay, what do
about
you? I mean, the episode. What you think about it?
exactly. We should do that.
Yeah. All
So,
right. So one topic that I heard about that had me to be like, oh, hold on now, was Miss Spellman stepped aside after the controversy. Did you hear about that?
I did. I did.
Yeah. So that was interesting. What was your take on it?
Yeah. So they did her. They did her wrong. I really feel like they did her wrong. I feel like there was just a lack of accountability when it came to Miss Scoring. Right after they've already crowned her as Miss Spellman, then we have this Miss Score. And it says she stepped down because of mental health, which we always want to support her mental health over
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine like they said there were like comments and people like just whatever was happening with the comments and all the things. Like she decided to step down, and so I just feel like more accountability should have been held when it came to Spellman.
Yeah. I think like you said, and for people who don't know, Miss Spillman decided to step aside after the controversy surrounding her the pageant scores. So depending on where you've been on the line, people are saying that she was unfairly judged, and others were saying that the organization handled it poorly, and everybody seemed to have an opinion about it. But I think, like you said, one thing with her mental health right now in social media, period, I feel like having those millions more of eyes on it now, because before
Yes.
back in that before social media, right, it maybe have something that you just handled in the university or whatever. But now you have everybody that can have an opinion on it. And how she received that, I think, could imagine like what she went through mentally and trying to process that, of even like you said, feeling like she was even treated unfairly. And then the comments, because regardless of what happened, you have people that are going to go left and right, right?
Oh, yeah.
You could give $1 million away. Somebody's going to be like, oh, you did great. And somebody else is going to be like, that's so stupid. Why did you do that? You know? So it's going to be people on both sides. And for her hearing those comments that probably didn't align with her, like being able to even process that, how would you, if you had a client to come in and kind of talk about that, what would you say?
Yeah, I'm definitely going to always hold space for, like I said, her mental health. If she felt like it was too much, regardless of whether it was handled poorly or she was receiving the comments or whatever, first and foremost, I want you to always feel safe. I want you to always feel like you need to do what's best for yourself and advocate for yourself. So I love when people step down. I love when people can just pause. Even with like I've seen where that's happened a lot with sports and with entertainers.
Yeah.
You step down from her Broadway situation with the breakup. And just like you've seen it happen multiple times. So I love that the girls are just taking their power back and protecting their mental health.
Why do this is one thing, and I think social media just opens up this world. Why do you think people are so emotionally invested in like things that, you know what I'm saying, that may or may not have anything to do with them? You know how everybody has an opinion and like, so like,
okay, y'all.
Yes, this space is safe. This is a safe space.
I'm gonna drink your water, mind your business, girl. Right. So, like, even when we're talking about these topics, like a lot of times I hear about things from people or from clients or whatever because I protect my energy at all times. And for me, a lot of times I'm very mindful of what I consume, with the media, with the news, with everything, what I don't consume, because it affects you, right? People need to get some business. Like, I feel like if we let these people are human. These things that are happening, life happens, right? If you have some business or if you have some things that you're working on, I think we would be more mindful of how much energy we invest in other people.
Yeah. Is that just the norm now to have an opinion on everything that is going on in social media?
I think so, and I think it's too just because you have access to all the information, right? Overload. You have TikTok, Instagram, the news, Twitter, Threads. Now we got Threads.
Yeah, we have Threads. And I like Threads. I have to be honest, I like Threads.
Threads is cool. It's just overload. It's just knowing how to be mindful of when to hop on, when to hop off, and when to make sure you're taking care of yourself.
So what like some people can take that overload and say, kind of like how you say, like I have a limit of what I'm gonna take in, and then I have a limit like what I know when I'm gonna stop. Some people just can't stop. And I know social media is built for that, right? It's built for you the algorithm keeps showing you what you like, what you're stopping on. So it keeps feeding you that. And you know what, even to like off on a tangent a little bit, I was fell into it too, even though you know this stuff, this stuff, right? I think I was I typed in something maybe like something happened. I don't remember, but let's just say, for example, I said how to lose weight. Let's just say.
Yeah.
And then, of course, on my feed, everything is about losing weight. And then to where I'm like, oh, everybody's trying to lose weight. And then I thought about it. I'm like, wait,
right?
This is the algorithm feeding this back to me.
Yes.
So this is how it even takes you down a path, whether you necessarily want to or not. Yeah. And so even putting it back on like what happened at Spelman, if she liked one of the posts or something like that, then that is all she's gonna see on her feed. And she's gonna feel like, oh my God, the world is talking about this, when it could literally be 20 people talking about it, but it keeps showing you back and it's adjusting your reality.
Absolutely. And it's just something to be mindful of, right? Like, we know that we're being fed information. Like you say, your whole algorithm is based off what you're typing in and what you're searching. I know if the girls are like me, shopping was a thing for me on Instagram because it just kept sending me ads of stuff that I thought was cute. So
this works for you. We're gonna show you this.
So it's like, you gotta know better. I'm like, yeah, y'all not about to get me today. So yeah.
Sometimes I think, like you say, people, you get into it like you know better, but then you find
Oh yeah.
yourself going down that rabbit hole.
Yes. But that's why it's good to have somebody to talk to, right? Like have some different perspectives because we sometimes we forget. And it's
Yeah,
okay. But you
yeah,
gotta know what about.
yeah. I'm a big comment reader. Like
Yeah.
if I read ahead, yeah, I do. I always read like the first maybe like 10 or 15 comments just to kind of sometimes I like to see just different perspectives, right? Just because I think one way, that
Yeah.
doesn't mean my way is the end all be all. Just let me see what other people are saying. But it is within limit because you can, whatever.
Yes.
But I do try to just get different perspectives, even if I'm not talking to a friend about what happened or whatever.
Yeah.
Reading and hearing other people's perspectives sometimes help you not always be in your own head. If that,
Absolutely.
yeah.
It's funny, and I think I like the funny stuff. Like I'm all about show me something funny, especially after a day of talking to people. Show me something funny. Show me something all going through the same stuff. Like we all people. We all going through this phase of life right now, and so I just want to laugh at the end of the day.
Yeah. What
Yeah.
is something that, because I've been seeing this a lot too, and obviously I'm in this field as well, but what's something that you feel like is needed even more now? I feel that a lot of people can't afford therapy as much as it used to be. Now you have people losing jobs and insurance and all of the things, but you need it now more than ever. But if you can't afford it, to pay somebody to talk to, what is something that we could offer or what right now that is needed more than ever?
Yeah, I would say tapping. I'm real. That's why I do like the mind, body, and spirit. I feel like it's all connected. I think the one important thing, first and foremost, is being able to regulate yourself, being able to regulate your emotions. Look, maybe that feed needs to change to people that are talking about that. Maybe we need to hop on here and listen to things like this or listen to whatever we can get on YouTube around like how to regulate our emotions, regulate our bodies, know the signs and symptoms of stress, know the signs
Mhm.
of anxiety. A lot of people are burned out, but they don't even really realize it. So like just more
Mhm.
education on how to take care of your mind and your body because they are super, super connected.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think that leads into the next topic because kind of going back to mental health,
Mm-hmm.
people. So one another topic, I was like, what? Hold on now. People are using credit cards or savings to buy groceries now.
Yes,
Did you see that?
I do. Have you seen the price of meat? Like,
I
yes,
have. Let
it's
me
so
tell you. I went in there and I said, excuse me,
yes,
you're saying for this right here, it costs how much?
yes.
And so I've been seeing people talk about they are using like Affirm and Klarna to pay for
For
groceries.
groceries. Insane.
And I think that something that is missed a lot is the mental health around finances and
Yes.
how that takes a toll on you.
Hmm.
A lot of times I think it gets wrapped up in, I feel like this one just hits different because it gets wrapped up in, oh, money doesn't buy happiness. You hear all those things. But when your nervous system can't even regulate for me to even set, because I'm thinking about how am I going to feed my child? How am I going to feed myself? How am I going to keep my lights on?
Right.
I can't even think about anything else because this is what is on my mind. So I'm not
Yes.
getting sleep. I'm not eating right. Maybe because I can't even afford to eat
Right.
healthy per se, whatever that looks like. I can't afford to buy the extra things or whatever. And that is just, I feel like it's not talked about enough, but
It's
I can't even focus on if my bare necessities aren't met, I can't even get to the next level of whatever that is.
mm-hmm.
Have you seen that more with your clients?
I have. I've seen
Yeah,
it
me
more.
too.
And I would just say, for to people like, you know, accepting your truth, like accepting where we are, it's okay. We all really do need like financial stress does impact where you are and how you see the world and what you do and your irritability, like all the things, right? Comparison is a thief of joy. So you want to be mindful of that. That might be when you need to be more mindful of what you're looking at or what you're taking in, right? But just knowing that it's okay to pivot. It's okay to get creative with the meals. You know,
Mhm.
about some different things. Because I know for me, I'm like, yeah, the oxtails for $40, they're not cheap. right? Like I'm gonna have to do something. We have to do something different. Um,
Like we're not eating them oxtails.
steak, none of that. I'm just not doing it. Might be a time to go pescatarian or vegetarian or something. But like you might
Yeah.
have to pivot when you need to.
Yeah. I think you're right. And then a lot of times, like, you're not even realizing, like, maybe you can't even show up as your best self because your mind is taking up space on, like, how can I pay this next bill? And then so many people can't find jobs. It's not that you're not qualified, the jobs just aren't there.
Yeah.
So it starts to create this cycle of stuck, hopelessness,
Yes.
helplessness.
Yes.
And then that within itself start to manifest in so many other different ways for you in your
Yeah.
life. Yeah.
Absolutely.
What have you
Um,
been telling your clients with that?
just to make I'm glad they're in therapy. That's first and foremost. But like
Yeah.
you said, you're not like making sure that you build your support system. Making sure, especially us as Black and brown women, like it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to be vulnerable and share, if this may be a difficult time for you. Because people might step in, people might be willing to help out, but we don't know if we don't ask, right?
Yeah.
It's time right now that community is so important. And it's hard because a lot of people are socially like withdrawing themselves.
Mhm, mhm.
I see that a lot too with people. But I make sure that I just talk to them about the importance of community, asking for help, speaking up, saying what you need, not being afraid to, talk about the things that you're going through so that you can receive support, so that you can have a different perspective, so that you can see life in the way that you need to. And just seasons change, things
Yeah,
change. Yeah. It's a
yeah,
part of life, right? A lot of times we avoid the pain, avoid the stress, avoid the thing that's happening, but it's a part of life.
yeah. Why do you think shame keep people silent?
You said shame?
Yeah, because that's what you're saying. Like, it's sometimes when people are like, if let's say this person is a 30-year-old, or 35,
Yeah.
and I can't pay my bills.
Yeah.
What am I doing at 35? This is all a scenario, right?
Yeah.
But at this big age, I went to college. I've done all the things, they told us millennials all these lies that
They
never
did.
came to fruition.
They
I've
set us
done all
up.
the right. They set us up. They did. But you did all the things, and now you can't pay your bills. And I mean, like, it can be simple bills. I had this conversation with my friends the other day. And
Mm-hmm.
they were saying that one thing that they brought up was, I think one of our friend, or like, I don't know what we were talking about, but somebody was like, well, just put the child in daycare. I mean, what's $50 for the application? And I said, y'all, I don't think y'all are even thinking people don't even have $50 for an application. That right now can be looked at as a luxury right now. Okay.
Absolutely.
When I am just trying to feed my family, and $50 is all I have for the week. You know,
Exactly.
I think being able to be in that space and understand that everybody is struggling. I mean, in their own different ways, but when it comes
Yeah.
to this, yeah, to the money conversation right now, everybody is having a hard time.
Yeah.
But one thing that I've been telling my clients that are coming in and feeling stuck and like, I don't know what to do, find one thing
Yes.
happen at the end of the day that went your way. That was
Yep.
something that you felt like was good. Even if it was actually, I got up and I was able to drink my coffee and it was hot. Because it always
Absolutely.
get cold and it was hot. Or I was able to go on a walk today. Um,
Yes.
Actually, I did get an email back. I pitched somebody and they emailed me back. What is the smallest thing? It could be one small thing,
Yeah.
but to find that thing and just let's
Yeah.
let's stay there, because it's so easy for us to go down the rabbit hole of all the things that aren't working for
Mhm.
us, and then that keeps you in that space. So, and finding that one thing that happened at the end of the day that you can look back on and say, okay, I can appreciate that I was able to wake up this morning and walk out my door, because a
Absolutely.
lot of people aren't able to do that.
Absolutely. Yeah. The small things, your gratitude, right? Like always being able to write things you're grateful for. I tell them that too. Like you said, that coffee, that morning routine, my mug, like I get into all the things. Like, oh yeah, like I'm a coffee girl, so I like to collect mugs. Like I want the whole experience, right? I want
Mhm.
everything that I'm doing. So just making it fun, right? We gotta just find the joy in the little things. And I think when we are on social media, when we do have all these grand things, all these big things, all this instant gratification, we
Mhm.
forget things that matter. We forget how to get our dopamine in the natural way, right?
Yeah.
So get back to like that root and being grounded in who you are. Like I love to sit outside, my coffee, hearing the birds chirp. Like it's like the smallest stuff that people just look at me and they're just like, "You so at peace," and I'm like, "Yeah, you really have to find the joy in every moment."
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think too, even with you saying that, it makes me think about that's even a luxury for you to be able to do that.
Hmm.
Even for you to take, let's say you said, I only take 15 minutes. Some people don't even have the 15 minutes because they're waking up with the kids and they're going and then they're getting dressed and they're getting to work and blah, 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 right? And that 15 minutes is even a luxury. So being intentional about how you spend your day, even if you can't do that in the morning, what can you do at night?
Yep.
Maybe you wake up an extra 10 minutes early, right? So that you can have that experience, or I don't know, give
Yeah.
yourself an extra 10 minutes before bed to just decompress.
Absolutely. And just know that we're all going through things. Like you said, the struggles may look different, but we're all adjusting to society, the things that are going on in our world, right? Um, and we gotta pivot. You gotta know when to pivot. We can talk about it, we can complain, we can vent all the things, but like, what are some solutions? I'm always
Right.
being focused. Like, all right, like it's time to get up. It's time to figure out a plan. It's time to pivot because pivoting is a part of adulting, and you
Yeah.
can knowing that you affirmations are also a thing. Knowing that you can do hard things. That's one of my favorite that I share with my clients. You might not feel like doing hard things. You might not want to, but you know how to. And like these moments teach us that we're resilient, right? And that we can get
Yeah,
back.
for sure. Also, I
Yeah.
think, like you were saying about us being able to do hard things, just reminding ourselves. I feel like too, sometimes I'll watch people podcasts or whatever, and I'm like, that's easy for them to say. And I feel like somebody might be watching here, like, yeah, that's easy for y'all to say because
Right.
y'all are therapists and you live in woo woo world. Like, no, honestly, I feel like being a therapist is so humbling
Mm-hmm.
because when we say everybody is going through something, everybody is going through something, no matter how they appear, they look, or what. Everybody is going through something. And I think that's the biggest thing. A lot of times people feel isolated or like I'm doing this alone.
Yeah.
We I mean, you may be like, in your community, you may feel like, oh, you're by yourself in your house or whatever, but you are not the only one that's experiencing it. I promise you, because we get on these calls and you're like, yep,
Yeah.
we're all in this together. Like we are all.
Other things too, like like even our responsibilities of parenting, right? Like I said,
Mhm.
like now I've been seeing like just more reels where people sharing their truths about parenting, and it's hard, and you crying, I'm having a breakdown, and you talking about you want some chips, like it's just like no, like life is life, and it's like it's good to be reminded that you're not the only one,
Mhm.
and we're people. Your therapist is a person just like everybody else. Like that's one of my
Mhm.
things. I'm like, yeah, don't put me on no pedestal
Yeah,
because
right. Exactly.
like, please take me down. I'm gonna
Right.
get for you because you're gonna get disappointed at some point. Like I'm human, just like everybody else. I'm learning just like everybody else.
Absolutely. And I think that's so important too. Like I said, as therapists, it's something for us to even see like
Yeah,
we're all going through it when you and then you get off that call, you're like, okay.
yeah,
It's a lot to decompress, but also you're like, it also lets you know that you're on alone. Because just because we're therapists don't mean that we,
mm-hmm.
have all the answers and all the things. Like, we know, yeah, we
Yeah.
all
So,
go through
so you know,
it.
oh, but I'm here to hold space for you. Um, and that's a good reminder. Like sometimes people come and they just want like a quick fix, and that's not how life works. That's not how your thinking process works. Like that's not how a lot of things work in life. So we just have to get back to like finding patience
Yeah,
and in the stillness, enjoying the slow moments, right?
yeah,
Uh, enjoying the moments that are, it's like let's find the joy even when things aren't perfect.
yeah. And
Yeah.
sometimes I think people just struggle with that. Like, where do I find joy? Because sometimes you just get lost in that
Yeah.
when you're just so in it.
And it's not as fun, right? Like
Right.
sitting watching the birds might not be fun to a lot of people, but I promise if you try it a couple times, you might start liking it a little bit. Or listen to some music, like whatever it is that gives you that spark in your soul. But like if you're not sitting with yourself every day, you don't know.
Yeah, that's true. I
Yeah.
talk about that a lot too, like checking in with yourself throughout the day and asking yourself, like, what is it that I need right now? Do I need
Yeah.
a hug? Do I need a laugh? Do I need just a safe space to talk?
Yeah. You might
That
need a little twerk session, like a little triangle, like it's like whatever to get you through your day, you know?
yeah, yeah. And
And
I also feel like people forget about those things just because you're so on autopilot of just
yeah,
getting through the day. You forget,
yeah,
like, oh yeah, music does bring me joy.
yeah. And it's okay, and let it be whatever music you like. Like you can, I like a little ratchet music. I like all the things, you know. Like I like to meditate, and then I like to go turn up. Like you gotta
There
have
you go.
balance. I always like to tell people you can't just be all healing and no fun. Like you still gotta live your life.
You still gotta live your life, right? I agree. All right, another topic that was wild. And I was like, hold on now, let me read this again. So did you hear about the girl who was an egg donor in her 20s, but then got contacted by her biological child to have a relationship? Now, if you guys haven't heard about it, a woman was donated her eggs when she was 20 years old and said the biological child wanted a relation, reached out to her, I guess found out the information and wanted to possibly have a relationship with the mother, um her mother, her biological mother.
Yes.
So with that, does so many people had so many comments about that. I mean, woo! I was like,
Yeah.
whoa, this is a doozy. Does she owe that to the child to have a relationship with her, or should that just be like done?
It's just one of those situations. I think this one particularly, like even she got up there and spoke and like shared comments and like it can go both ways, right? Like I think for her, like that confidentiality was broken for her, and so it's like
Mhm.
you're in a space where you're donating your egg for financial reasons or whatever the reason might be. You may be in a completely different mindset then versus 19, 20 years later when this child is reaching out to you, right?
Well, I did see that about the confidentiality being broke because she was like, well,
Yeah,
how do they know? But now
yeah,
you have DNA tests that
yeah,
they can do. And if you're in that, boop, 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 I found you.
yeah. She found her. She found her. And I think again, I'm gonna go back to just emotional intelligence, right? Like it was just so many comments and some even her at first, some of the stuff that she said was just like not compassionate towards the
Yeah,
girl.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I agree. I agree.
But it sounds like she came back around. Like some people said some things that helped her like reconsider and like think through how she was feeling. So I think that was good. But yeah, and it's like especially if you got a whole child out here walking like you, looking like you. She said the girl looked like her. Like I would still be curious and want to just see how I can show up in that moment.
Hmm. Do
Yeah.
you think it would, like, what if she did just say, I want nothing to do with it? Is that okay?
Yeah, I mean that's her right. That's her prerogative. It's her life.
Hmm.
I think again we have these opinions and perspectives, but people can live how they want to live. And I'm always just reminding my clients to like take your power back. Like your mama, your people lived lives for them. Like you can live your life for you.
Hmm. That's true. I know when I looked at it, I was like, man, this is tough.
Yes,
And I
it was.
like, yeah, I try to put myself in her shoes. And I was like, would I deny her that? I don't think I would deny her that
Mhm.
because it happened.
Yeah, you're
I
out
don't,
there.
yeah, like I don't know if I need to go into details why it happened, but it happened.
Yeah,
And this is how you wound up here. But I would definitely, my point of view, if it
yeah.
was me, I wouldn't deny her that to possibly know me. Now, I don't know if I would be in a mother space because if she doesn't want to be a mom, like maybe
Right.
you can't come to, but being able to communicate with that to her in the upfront, like, hey,
This
these are
is
the boundaries, yeah, that I have for you, but I'm open to you calling or texting me, or whatever for
yeah.
advice, meeting.
or knowing more about yourself. Like there may be certain things
Yeah,
you can
about your family. Yeah.
genetically, so yeah.
Yeah. I agree. I agree. But I think that would be freaky. Like if I'm out and then I see somebody that look just like me, I'll be
Yeah,
like, "Are you my
like
daughter?"
I would want just to know, like that.
I would
Yeah,
too.
oh, absolutely.
Yeah, yeah, I would too.
Yeah,
I'd be like, "So you really lied? That's crazy." Right? Like
they really used my egg.
they really use my egg. I wonder, is that something they should put in place? Like, should they let the person know, like, hey, this egg was actually viable and the person
I
is
think,
pregnant?
yeah, because like you never really know. I just think it's cool to know like your egg helped somebody start a family.
Family, right? Right.
Yeah,
I feel like they should do that. Do they do that? Do they let people know?
I don't know, but they need to, especially if you're gonna be calling me years later. It's good to know that it's out there, that it's possible.
I agree. I agree. You should, yeah, I should know something, say something.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree.
Mhm.
All right, my last one that we have is Megan Good recently had a conversation and she was talking about how she was mad at God when she had the divorce. Definitely have heard this one before,
Yeah.
and that happens a lot, especially, our community is a community of faith.
Hmm.
And when things, if we follow exactly what they say we should follow and it doesn't work out, then the anger does sometimes get shifted. How did you read about it? Did you hear her talk about it?
I did. Yeah, I heard her talk about it on a few different podcasts for sure.
Yeah.
And it was good to hear her perspective. Like it was good. I think even on one of them, she had kind of alluded to like him, like that her ex husband being the one actually asking for the divorce. I was like, oh,
Right.
it was just like, good to know. You never really know what really
Right. What
happens.
happened? Right.
And she did talk about being mad at God and how she had prayed for and thought this was the relationship for her. And then she was reminded that it was for her in that season of her life.
I love it.
And seasons change. And you outgrow people, and just knowing that it's okay to outgrow people. It's okay to prioritize yourself, prioritize your happiness, um, and start over if you need to.
Yeah, because I
Right.
think that's what she said. She said that, initially she was mad at God, but in the end, she found that it was the biggest blessing that she
Yeah,
had.
for
Yeah.
both of them.
For
She
both of
said
them.
for both of them. Yep.
Yeah.
But I think in our community, particularly, like just knowing that it's okay to start over. Like you don't have to stay married for 50 years if you miserable and stressed out and not happy and not being treated well. Like healthy love exists, right?
Mhm.
Your values are. It's possible for you to get what you want and get what you're looking for. And sometimes you gotta let go for that to happen.
I know, but it's so hard when you feel like you've invested so much, especially when
Yeah.
it's time that you can't get back. If it's been
Yeah.
10 years, 2 years, 5 years,
Yeah.
that's time I can't get back. Now, where does that leave me? Starting all over again?
Yes. You
Sometimes
know,
that's a hard pill to swallow.
as somebody that's been divorced, I'm gonna say this, I'm not looking at the years behind me. I'm looking at how many more I have left.
Yes.
Do I want to spend the next 20 miserable, or do I want to give myself another chance to like fully align with what's meant for me?
Mhm.
So sometimes in our, things that we go through, and when we're sad, when we're depressed, when we're anxious, we're looking in the past, or we're looking too far in the future.
Mm.
We need to be living for right now. And right now, I need to be around people that care about me, value me, see me. And if I need to remove myself from relationships, I'm going to do that.
Yeah. Ho Going through that, what is something you could tell somebody who might be in something way too long? I think I seen that on, do you follow Scary Mom? I try not to be on social media too
Uh-uh.
much, but I will scroll.
Yeah.
And so Scary Mom, I think it's Scary Mom or something like that. They posted, some lady said she knew 11 years, she stayed 11 extra years in her marriage before she finally left. When you have people that are there and like are ready, I don't know if you had this in a client or even in yourself that you even experienced it, how to help them get ready or be able to move forward, or how did it work for you? What you And then you don't have to speak on other people. What did you do to get to that point of, okay, I'm ready?
Yeah, I think just listening to your intuition,
Hmm.
right? I know people say that people don't know what it means, but like really listening to like what your inner spirit is telling you, like what you feeling at the core of who you are. You feel it. Your body tells you. Your body communicates with you. I think for me, my body communicated to me that I was not safe. That you,
Mm-hmm.
hey, we're not safe. Like it's like an alarm almost, right? And you can ignore it however long you want to, but cycles repeat as long as we let them repeat, right? And
Mm-hmm.
so a lot of times we stay and we do things longer than we need to because we're afraid to start over. We're afraid to break the cycle. But in breaking the cycle, just like in our work as therapists, patterns, cycles, whatever it might be, you can learn a new way of being and learn a new way of doing and just believing in yourself, like really taking your power back and being strategic with what it looks like so that it can feel safe for you.
Mm. I think
Yeah.
that's the most important part because we can say, like, take your power back, and people might hear that and not really know what that means or what to do with that or what that looks like. But when you come up with a plan and it's
Yes.
something that they can actually see, do, feel like
Yeah.
okay, I think that's when
Yeah.
you a lot of times start getting,
Yeah.
where more of the buy-in once, like you said, being
Yeah,
strategic with
very
it.
true. Like it has to be realistic. So like taking your power back might be like learning your no.
Hmm.
What do you no longer feel comfortable doing? What do you no longer have the energy to pour out and give to? How do you protect yourself financially so that you can strategically move the way you need to?
Yeah.
You know, maybe that means we need to pick up some work somewhere. Maybe that means we need to just kind of see what our resources are. But taking back some time and energy so you can pour back into yourself and do
Yeah.
the things that you need to do to always be able to depend on yourself, always be able to be independent.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But you know what? That that is something that definitely was taught in my family, independence, right? And I'm here for it. But also, I feel like it may not have been the best advice when you are in relationships or anything like that, where you are so independent and you create, you become the strong Black woman and you do all the things.
Yes.
And then doing all the things get
Yes.
you where you're like, even for
Yes.
myself, like, what? How did I get here? And
Yeah.
having to unlearn that or, relearn how to best show up for yourself.
Mm-hmm. And it's true because it's like you said, it's like if that's what you hear and that's what we talk about, and like you like even defining what that means for you. Like I ain't saying do that for the rest of your life, but you need to always be able to take care of yourself so you're not dependent on somebody else to do it. Like you're an adult, you
Yeah.
know, knowing what that means and like not being codependent on people. But even in our culture, like this is something else too that was a thing. I don't know if you heard about this, but like people, it's like in our culture, we learn how to be strong. We learn like this is what you do to take care of yourself as a Black woman or a Black girl. But then in other cultures, they're being taught how to be a wife and how to do these things and how to show up. And it's like even that, it's just like like that's what we learn. So
Mm-hmm.
breaking the cycle too.
Right. But
Yeah.
it also, of course, with that, it goes back to generations and generations and generations. Like,
Yeah.
did we even have the luxury of being able to be taught to
Oh,
be a like, no, you had to like put it on
survival.
your back and go.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you didn't have
Mm-hmm.
time to do all of that.
Yeah.
So learning that, knowing that, but still making it look different, and know that just because that's the past and that's what we went through, we don't have to continue that cycle. And it,
Right.
how can you break that?
Yeah.
All right, our lightning round. Let's do uh therapy or TikTok. A lot of people are always talking about, well, I learned this in therapy,
Yeah.
or did they really get it off TikTok? So here we go. One phrase that I've heard all the time: cutting people off is okay. Is that a
Yes.
therapy or is that TikTok?
That's TikTok. TikTok self. TikTok can have people sing up by themselves. Absolutely. You're not telling people that in therapy. No.
All right, therapy or TikTok. This is just who I am. This is how I am, and people should be able to just accept you for who you are.
TikTok. TikTok.
Explain that one. Explain
Yeah.
that one here.
Because just because this is who you are doesn't mean that you're not able to grow and change. And like, there might be other ways that you could be. It doesn't make us bad people, but we got to be able to know how to coexist and be in relationship. And with that, there's a lot of trends, there's a lot of things happening that we're learning, especially in our generation when it comes to relationships that are just not healthy. So you could be on TikTok listening to somebody that don't have certifications, don't know nothing about relationship patterns. You don't know who you're listening to. So just be, we're educated to do this work.
Yeah. A lot of people, and I think there is value in sometimes getting other people's perspective, but when you only take that perspective and like, oh, they said this, so I should do this, like, it might not be bad to grab a second opinion. I might be a little biased because I'm a therapist, but
it's like, even if you're not a therapist, like, it's like, I'm not taking no relationship advice from somebody that has not been in a marriage and it's not successful.
Yeah.
That advice. You might not know how to work through a long-term relationship if you've never been in a long-term relationship.
Yeah. I seen on Threads the other day that somebody said, just because I don't have kids don't mean I can't give you advice about kids.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought about that because at first I was like, because I remember I struggled with that. I used to work with children who were on the spectrum. And at the time I didn't have a child. And that was something that would come up. Is like, well, how can you tell me what I need to do with my child when you don't, you're not a parent? And valid. That point is valid. It's valid because now that I have a child, I understand both sides. Just because I'm not a parent doesn't mean I can't help you. But also giving a parent's perspective is also very valid because once you have the child, you're like, oh yeah.
It's different. It's different. It just really is. But at the same time, maybe you don't have a child because you've seen some reasons why you shouldn't have one. Like, so the perspective can still be helpful.
Yeah. Right. And like I tell people that all the time, or I try to tell people that sometimes the message is not for you, right? Yeah. You see it, you don't need it, keep going, keep scrolling. It doesn't have to be for you. You don't have to always make it about yourself, or you'd always have to put something in on it.
Yes, it is okay. We all have different values.
Yes.
Right?
And that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm with you.
Yeah.
All right. What's something that you want to leave people with, and just in this conversation? I know we talked about a whole bunch of different stuff that was happening culturally and whatever, but just what's one thing that you can leave people with that you think that can leave them in a better space than they came or watched this with?
Yeah. Just that it's okay to live in your truth, right? Whatever your truth may be, however society may be affecting you right now. If you are a person that goes and sees and learns from the TikToks and the social media, just like knowing how to show up authentically as yourself, knowing what you need in your life, regardless of what you see and what you see everybody else doing or being. Like, you have to really know what's at the core of who you are. And that may look a lot different than other people. So just like take that time, practice stillness, and like really sit with yourself so that you know who you are and what you need to like really be at peace with yourself. And find joy in the little things, like you said, like even waking up in the morning, being in your right mind, your body working. Like, it's so many people that don't have those opportunities, but finding joy in those little moments and knowing that you can overcome, you can have resilience. Like, it's okay to take your power back.
Yeah. I think that's so good. And just being intentional about the day. I think if you can start a day with intentionality, it's going to be so much better. Instead of just letting the day happen, because that's how you get lost in it. And you're like, oh my God, like, how did I get here?
Yes.
Yep.
Have a morning routine and have a night routine, like something small, something quick that you could do to like you said, like stay grounded, stay on course. Like, remember that you can have control over what you have going on and like yourself, but not everything around you.
Yeah. I think that's important too, because I do find myself like getting up and going, just get up, go, do, and never taking that quick pause or whatever that is, whether it's to journal, to pray, to meditate, to take a walk, take a shower, whatever that is, and just make it, making that time for you and just to get clear about what your intentions are for today. And then, like you said, even at night, I think that's a big part that people miss. Instead of sitting on your phone and scrolling until you fall asleep, being intentional about your night, preparing
Yeah.
for your day tomorrow. What worked today and what didn't work, and how can
Yeah.
it look different for tomorrow?
Yes. Like you can wash off your, I just think like a meditative shower. Like you get in the shower, you wash off your day. It just symbolizes that we're clean, we're renewed. And when I get out, I'm focused on being present and I'm focused on like what I can do to show up the next day. Um, and put your phone away like an hour or so before bed because your brain is still up. And if the brain is still up, that's why a lot of people can't go to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You know, something I see on social media that they might get me to get. I think I'm gonna get it. I think I want it. The shower lamp.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I haven't seen it.
Okay, so it's like I guess you're supposed to turn the lights off, and then it's
Yeah.
a lamp in the shower, so like you get
Yeah.
wet or whatever. But it like sets the mood in your shower, so your shower isn't just a okay wash and go. It's
Mhm.
like a whole
Mhm.
experience for you, and sets the intentionality and like almost like a calming thing. I was like, ooh,
Yeah.
okay, I'm not mad at it.
I like that. We need those little reminders. I like to like I'll do some candles. I'll just turn the lights off, do my candles, my aromatherapy at night. And just knowing that those things soothe your nervous system. So you're not doing it just because like you're doing things that actually help you feel safe in your space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining tonight. Let people know who you are. What you have? What do you have going on? How can we support you?
Yeah, so right now, I have a couple retreats going on. I have a retreat in October in Sedona. So I do the wellness retreats just
Nice.
come and learn about self-care and wellness and be in community.
Yes.
Right? Again,
Fly
community.
me out, girl. Fly me out. I'm there.
Yes. But you can find me. Everything is therapy with Ricky. So Instagram, YouTube, website, everything is therapy with Ricky. Ricky is Rikki. And I'm in Atlanta. I do walk and talk therapy on the Beltline. I have an office. I do virtual. So I'm all around teaching yoga, all the things. So if y'all want to connect, let me know.
I love it. And I want to give a big shout out to Sweat Pretty. If you
Yeah.
are into fitness, love Sweat Pretty and what she is doing over there because she is taking fitness and pairing it with mental health, as we know. But that's like one of her biggest things. So if you are looking for some new attire, some workout yoga equipment, attire, Sweat Pretty. Check her out. All right, y'all. Well, thank y'all so much for joining us. Hopefully, we'll be back next week with some more topics and getting into it a little bit more. Let me see how I do this, girl. Look at my let me see how I do this, girl. All right.
Yeah. So
Bye,
fun. I'll see you later.